Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and yet again we have another Kia review, but this time we have the 2025 Kia Sonet EX. Yes, we have once again the middle trim on our channel. And first, I would like to thank Ms. Liezel of Kia BGC at AC Motor Central for making this lend-out review possible. Now, I have driven this Kia Sonet EX back during the Kia Sonet Media Drive, and at the same time, I decided to give this a little bit more screen time because of its compelling price. Of course, if you don't want to spend 1,150,000 pesos for the SX top of the line model, so this EX stands at only 998,000 pesos, which to be honest is a little bit more on my budget. But let us see in this review if this is a truly great value subcompact crossover. Now, despite being an EX model, there's still a lot of stuff that has been retained. Hence, you still get LED DRLs and headlights all around, the same ground clearance at 205 millimeters. And on the side profile, it is really hard to distinguish with that of the SX model. But now, officially, the EX does not come with a two-tone black roof because the early batches, as I said during my media drive, that the EX came too with blackout roofs. You still have 16-inch alloy wheels, same design throughout even with the base model, despite as well being on hubcaps. You get repeaters on the side mirrors. You get roof rails, but this time you do not get a sunroof. Pairing this Kia Sonet EX, well, it is exactly the same throughout the lineup. A 1.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine with 115 horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque, mated to Kia's ever-famous IVT transmission. So expect for my driving impressions to be the same, but bear with me. Now, here at the rear of the Sonet EX, exactly the same. And what I like too with this middle trim, they still retain the LED light bar that stretches all the way across. And you have your repeaters as usual, same plastic cladding here and there. This time, again, the spoiler is no longer black. And the boot space, once again, exactly the same. It's very generous at 385 liters. Then underneath, you have a full-size spare wheel, which is nice to have in today's crossovers. And there are provisions here for a tonneau cover, but sadly, the Sonet does not come with it as standard. But at least, there's the aftermarket. Here again, in the interior of this Kia Sonet EX, here in the door card, unlike now with the SX, this is all completely plastic. But I don't mind it. At least you still get the silver trims for the door handles and a lot more triangle effects around it. And what I like too, despite again a middle trim, this still has keyless entry and a start-stop button. Now, this time, you can see visually there's a lot of changes. So, you get a single zone climate control, but I don't mind it since a little bit old school. Just click all of this and then everything will work as is. Now, this is different. You have a 4.2-inch TFT display flanked by 3 analog gauges, 1 for your RPM and 2 for your fuel meter and for your engine temperature. And this time, you have a much smaller 8-inch infotainment system, but still you have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's a very nice system. Reverse camera with dynamic guidelines. I wish the resolution was a little bit better, but hey, what am I to complain about? At least there still is. And more buttons here and there like with the rest of the old school Kias. Cubby space further down below. Well, 2 of them now. You don't have a wireless charging pad. 1 of each USB Type A and Type C ports. A 12-volt socket. Gear shift. And there's sport mode, aka manual mode once again. Manual handbrake, 2 cup holders, and a placement for your phone or either the key itself. And the seats, this time, majority of them are all cloth. Well, it says all cloth on the brochures, but the outer layers, as you can see here, are still leather. That's actually, for me, still a very nice touch. Glove box, okay, that's pretty big, very good. Halogen lights up above here, sunglasses holder, visor, vanity mirror, and they don't extend. Steering wheel, this time too, it's all polyurethane. You have the same amount of controls for your cruise control, instrument cluster adjustments on the left side, and on the right side, you have your phone connectivity and volume buttons. Throughout the Kia Sonet lineup, you still get 2 air conditioning vents, a cubby space, and 2 Type-C USB ports. Here in the door card, exactly the same like the ones in front. It's all plastic now. 1 map pocket only behind the right front passenger seat. I forgot if the SX had one. Anyway, again, the seats are all cloth now. But to be honest, I don't mind this since this was kind of sitting under the sun when I picked up this vehicle. It was a little less hot for obvious reasons compared to leather. So I don't mind having these seats, and to be honest, they look better with this big stripe down in the middle. And this EX has a central armrest with 2 cup holders. And if I sit here in the middle, easy peasy. The cushion is a little bit softer, and what I like to, unlike some other subcompact crossovers, you still get a dome light above here because usually they're just in front instead. Transmission tunnel, yeah, pretty okay, pretty wide too. Now, having driven both SX and EX streams, there's barely difference between the driving dynamics between both, despite this EX being 30 kilograms lighter. The handling is great too. The steering feel is kinda numb, but it tightens up once you reach faster speeds. NVH is really good. That's what I praised a lot with the SX top of the line trim. So having, again, driven this now, a lot more now compared to the one I did during the Kia Sonet Media Drive back in Tagaytay, it's pretty much the same. So I assume too, if I ever have the chance to drive the LX, both automatic and manual versions, it will be pretty much the same. And here I'll go a bit faster, like almost 50 kilometers per hour. Tire noise is kept to a minimum, not much wind noise, even rain droplets, it's not that loud. Among one of the better NVH of any budget subcompact SUVs. Now, I say this if you're not trashing this around in the highway a lot. Of course, you can hear the engine screaming and it translates a little bit here into the cabin, but it's still not as tiring if you're planning to drive this on a very, very long trip. As said during the media drive, this Sonet is almost comparable than that of premium vehicles. The ride is pretty composed too, having a high ground clearance, and surprisingly, the body lean itself is okay, even going over the harshest of road imperfections. And here, going over a hump, a very tall one. Look at that. What I've praised too with all Sonets is its performance. With this much power and mated with the IVT transmission, there is no better performing subcompact SUVs out there. Here, put it in sport mode, shift down. It flies. As I mentioned too in my SX Land-Out review, I praise this as one of the best new sleeper cars that you can buy today. Now, with this much pep too, the fuel economy is exactly the same. So even here now on the heaviest of EDSA city traffic, I manage around 7 to 8 kilometers per liter. That's still pretty decent given that this is a naturally aspirated engine, and on better days you can get as much as 10 kilometers per liter. And on the highway, as I demoed with this specific variant, 16.7 kilometers per liter during my Tagaytay escapade. And to some of you, having watched my SX top of the line review, I did an eco run which did a whopping 21.3 kilometers per liter at 998,000 pesos. This is such a steal. Yeah, despite not having ADAS and some safety features. And one annoying gripe now, having lived this for a couple of days now, there's no automatic down or up for the windows itself. But still, that's just one of the small nitpicks. But given it's less than 1 million pesos, I would say whatever variant you get of the Sonet, they are pretty much a steal. So this concludes my lend-out review of this Sonet EX. So I'd like to thank everyone again at Kia BGC in AC Motor Central, and to Miss Liezel for making this lend-out review possible. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more Kia reviews coming right up. Bye-bye.